We live in a country whereby politicians, they in some any did to me. Yet to Kroman Ekufuado can in some bebre, Baumia can be about taxes. We are a developing country. Time atamel seteso. Nyoma atamel siye nyinano. Na from taxes. Atamel's free or may so rest in peace. John Mahama Beshe Hono. All the developmental projects, any nyoma course where yen ukrumina na taxes. All these while, Nana Dankwe Kufuado no or touch like catch a Ghana for say, Adena mutia et war. Or say a demonstration cry kumi preku. E catch a Ghana for say, et one yede bane too much. Moi Jimmy Samuda hutia to Emma Nipa Edi nechi. Even though demonstration on the Dr. Nyawotama Kromu na and on the oya Jim Deni Tinto, that Tinto at Jim Deni Okodi enimu. Oh baby. Now, some people were preaching against taxes. Obedi president, dear Sima Manin, no, and no ye. Men hijet, no hijet. Men say skawi, no say skawi. The question is, some man wait me be an catch the God and he say, taxes the here, yan fa ya kuman to yan sacrifice na yen to your taxes, sir, are the biggest insult to any Ghanaian. The biggest insult to any Ghanaian. Because when I preach against taxes, why is it that today you are now insisting we pay taxes? So today, is it right for Ghanaians to all come together and demonstrate against the Kufuado? Sende, so the opposition in party, in the opposition party, the NDC, and other people come together and say, let us demonstrate against just this single statement from the Kufuado, because he was the man who said we should reject taxes. Some taxes are not important. We should do this. Today he said we should pay taxes. Is it right for anyone to get on the street and demonstrate against Kufuado and this government? Yes. Is it right for chiefs to come out and speak against this statement? Yes. Is it right for pastors, for bishops, for the clergy to come out and speak against this statement? Yes. Why? Because this is contrary to what Ekufuado said before we voted for him. So one, the man is a liar. Because we were all living in this country. Taxes na yetua na ehun faso. Etona na yetua as Ghanaians. We saw physically what it was used for. We saw airports. You hospitals, you district hospitals, you regional hospitals, you acquiring cocoa roads, you ship compounds, you factories, you highways, you nyama. And we can still point to a Kotokraba market. We can point to a Kejetia market. People can still point to things like a Kaswa interchange. We can point to things like a Pokwase interchange. People can point to a stuff, physical stuff. But when you raise this issue today, that the youth should all come together June 4th for us to all demonstrate against this liar, Obeka say, hey, you are inciting the youth. You will get a youth, young man, Obeka just say, what are you doing? You are against the Kufuado. Defend it. So what are this man's principles? Because what wrong will you do? What wrong will you do when you galvanize the youth, over 300,000 people, to get on the street and demonstrate against the Kufuado? Why should anybody, any young man, any woman get out and say, oh, the upper politics, kwasiya, and then nipa we anaka say me tiatwo. And then when anaka say any demonstration tiatwo, e kire wo nipa no ya aboa, unim dia wo pe. And the okacho say sacrifice ne tiatwo. Abra obusa de say play now current ye no. Sika se na de rent ya, kanda pass onka. Until wo se onka. Nobody wants to account for it. Finance minister onka nchiro. Ono na na dan kweku for etwa ye no na onam ho no. Sa dada pinto no or say onka kwasia woto wo wa yedi ka kire me say ye de politics do ye tan Ekufuado unni ene tan na twen na aban sesa na kwasia bi medi president be ka kire me say we de ehu bi da obeti wasum. Obeti wasum mo jimi dodo. Anka June 4th way is the best time to demonstrate the youth of Ghana. June 4th. You don't even need a political party to organize you. You are lucky you have fixed the country. June 4th. And this is the time we see those called celebrities getting on their Twitter handles and say this statement from this president is an insult to me. This is the time you need everybody on board. Statesmen, you need journalists, you need musicians, actors, you need ordinary people on the street, you need people to start tweeting. We need to demonstrate on June 4th to send a signal. We all need to come together as a nation at this point. Nyome mwa ding, petro kosro, insio kosro, ya tutu nyome security nye, ye kunipa onkasa ye. This is the time. Uko raise the issue where kwasi ye beka chiro say, adena oko ye ekufuado or the free SHS aba. Na obaniko free SHS no, na uwie na edwuma ni ho. Uwie na kwasi ye bi wenye edwuma anye. Wadan anroba body trimu tuwa. Wo ena waya na mena maye. Adena ye jimisa. Enti, I was expecting almost everybody who has influence a little bit to be getting on Twitter to say June 4th is a day, it's a march of our lives. June 4th, march of our lives. That is where we have to prove to politicians. If we don't send a signal, the people coming will not be scared. And then I make lawyer judges no one. We have nothing as our standard. There's nothing to compare anything to. So we are comfortable. Merci. If we don't set an example, if we change government, they will come and do the same thing. Do this. Let this send shivers down the spine of all these politicians in Ghana, NDC, MPP. John Mahama will sit there and say, damn it, there is some awakening happening. If God helps me to win election 2024, I cannot fool around. These people are ready. And that is how you structure your country. That is how you bring back a democracy. That is how you recalibrate a system. Menoka say there are people, politicians, musicians, people who are followers sitting there insulting me. 99% of you guys, cars are accident cars. Cars are Game Boy. You people know criminals. But a Caribbean Kenyan for Dienima, young people Dienima. You don't need a political party to tell you that June 4th is when we can send a signal. I have my personal issues with people. I've seen people tell me shit. I have told people shit. I'm not Jesus Christ. Those people are not Jesus Christ. But with me, there's one thing about me. If the time comes for me to credit you, I'll credit you. If the time comes for me to tell you my mind, I will tell you my mind. And yesterday I was listening to Bobia and Sasho, and somebody like Oketeche Kwame Frifa was sending such a signal, and I was so excited. I might have my differences with him. I might not agree with him on so many things he does, because he's part of the people who brought this government to power. He was part of the people who lied when he had the opportunity to speak the truth, to bring these people to power. But men think and men change and men reason. And when men decide to now reason and become reasonable, they are accepted as men. So with me, I hold nothing against such people. But I was listening to the program and I realized that he was making a very good point. That June 4th should be the best time for the youth of this country. At least 300,000 people should get out there. You don't need somebody to tell you to go and join. You don't need somebody to come and tell you, party Ben Awo. You don't need somebody to come and tell you, this is march of our lives. We are done. June 4th is an uprising day. It's a day that we reawaken our democracy. Our democracy is dead. And how do we awaken the democracy? We awaken it up by coming together as a unit, as a people. Speak with one voice to let the people in power understand. We are the people and we decide what should be done. The hardship is too much. The lies are too much. The murdering, the abuse of office. We need to do that. Nobody will come to Ghana and fix this country. Nobody will travel from America, from Europe, from Asia and fix Ghana. We should do it. We should put our lives on the line. We should touch each other's life. We need to understand where we are heading. The youth need something to hold on to. June 4th is the time for us to come out there, being united, being one people, and march for our lives. If we don't, by 2022, this country will go down the mill. It is not a joke. If everything that I know, I say it on this show, people will kill each other. June 4th is a march of our lives. We need to march to save ourselves from this hardship, save ourselves from this abuse of office, save ourselves from this consistent lies, save ourselves from people who don't have our interest at heart. If I were you, I would save myself by going out there on June 4th to demonstrate. And I expect every young man, young woman, every rational Ghanaian to understand this. It's not about John Mahama. It's not about Akufo-Addo. It's not about the MPP or the NDC. It's about us, our lives. How much do we buy fuel? How much do we buy gas? How much do we pay? How much are we live? How difficult is it to live as a Ghanaian? Let us come together with one voice to send a signal out there. 100,000, 200,000 people. This is what we need to do now. Some people use guns. We can use unity. We can use our voices. We can use one nation idea to build our nation. These people are tyrants. I would never advise any Ghanaian to go out and hurt anybody, attack a politician, kill anybody. But I will advise every Ghanaian to come together as a Ghanaian to fight for our democracy through coming together as one people and all what? Doing what? Demonstrating. June 4th is a march for our lives. It's not a joke anymore, my friends. It's not.
All the crawling animals, everybody become minister. Ya turn your color TV, ya dibia so sort of black and white. Oh my equality, oh my attitude and some cry. Oh my new time is yo, oh my so. Pastor Australia, and then next party, move it. Mamba might say, oh, my niece already originally. Nine, oh, there will be a moon. No, just like an be a so be more. Mamba, my boy, was here. Chan or him be a white and a Kuyan so fine. Yeah, moon, you're there. I mean, some year, cause it's some qua. Yeah, try and talk. Yet your mind is a man for a revel. Sakio to Ginny, or Jitono, na o Jitono. Oh, yeah. So do go be no bem. Na man pamana swantiano. So do go be no bem. Move swear. Mampam, Osante, Babylon, Swantinimo, Ehonetaya, Yetin Sono, Emra, Kaizayon, Sambra Bejiane, no